Live in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We are live. What's up, everybody? How you doing? I love you. I miss you. Episode 28. It's been way too long, but you know what? We're back. We're stronger than ever. Miss you, Brandon. He's not here with us today, but we got a very special guest. Our first female guest, my favorite person in the world, Kiana Alvarez.
What an introduction.
What's up, homie G? How you doing?
We practiced that beforehand.
Yup, I told her don't miss the knuckles. She didn't. Good job, babe. So, there you go. Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Oh, God.
So, welcome to the show. I'm actually glad to have you at the table. Probably the most nervous I've been for any guest.
Me too.
I just get the goosebumps around you, but not to sound too corny. But so as you guys can see, we got the canvas Selina painting behind us, and so if you guys can't see, it's Selina. It says Selina on her shirt. She's eating a pizza.
She's wearing her own shirt.
Yeah, she's repping herself, which is cool. And there's a bottle of hot sauce because does Selina like hot sauce or her boyfriend? Both of them.
In the movie, her boyfriend liked hot sauce and she was just all about it.
Yeah, so that's cool actually that you put that in there.
Yeah.
And the signature actually says Kiana Alvarez, which is you.
It is?
Yeah. So I love this painting because, it was the first I actually got to see you paint this live. Mm-hmm. So that's the crazy thing.
Yeah.
It's been like how long has it been since you painted that?
That was August of 2019.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. And the crazy thing is, like, at home I have the flyer for this event still.
No way.
So I know the exact date that I met you.
It was an art fight, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So my friend Diego, shout out to Diego. He was venturing out and creating his own local art event. He called it Pop Art and Paletas. So what we do is we bring artists from around the city and we pay in a 20 or 10, I don't even remember, a buy-in so we could set up a spot and paint. Mm-hmm. So they give us like 5 hours and we paint start to finish based around a theme. And there's like vendors there, people selling their art. You recently got to do an art fight and sell your merch.
It's cool. I like the community.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. But the people who sell that stuff, they'll give every person who buys something a ticket, and then they'll use that ticket to vote on their favorite artist. So I was painting in this event, and Josh was there. Who knows why?
So I wouldn't have been there if it wasn't for Brandon.
Yeah.
My co-host. My cousin, and he was already kind of in with your circle of friends, kind of like you said, Diego, Noah, and these guys are all artists, and Brandon was friends with them through the church, I think. And so Brandon one day he was just like, hey, you gotta, because he knows I'm obsessed with art.
Yeah.
Like if you're here, like if you've ever been to my house, there's no empty space on any wall. It's just like canvases galore. And
your table.
It's okay. I've done it. It's already beyond broken. And so he's like, you're gonna like this, come to this event. And so I'm like, oh, all right, I guess I'll go check it out.
You went begrudgingly?
No, I just didn't even know. I'm like, I don't know. I wasn't like, I didn't know what to expect. You know, I've never heard of an art fight. It didn't I just couldn't imagine like how it would be in my mind.
You thought it was like people on opposite ends like throwing shit at each other.
I thought it was gonna be like like fighting. No, it's kidding.
Yeah. Okay.
And so I showed up, and like you said, they give you a ticket, and just the atmosphere was so cool because there's at least like 15 artists. They all have their canvases in front of them, and you're getting to see them paint live, which is like, like my favorite.
Yeah. Just
to see like someone in action, and you're getting to see the birth of like something cool.
Yeah.
Like I got to actually see you like. I was watching you do this before you even added, like, the pizza or anything.
Yeah.
Like, it was just crazy.
You know what's crazy, too? I just thought about it now, is this is the first art fight that I ever went to.
Really?
And what are the odds that you went to that one, too?
Yeah, that's so crazy.
Because, like, I always went to my friends' art fights, like, whenever Diego was participating, but I thought to myself, like, I do not have the courage to do that on my own.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we both kind of, like, just, like, said heck with it. We're just going to go for, like, different reasons.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
I didn't decide to paint until the night before.
No way.
Yeah. And I was drawing up my Selina at like 1 a.m. the night before and putting it on my Instagram, just hoping for stragglers to come and support me.
Dang. Who would have thought, just like that little micro decision led to us even just meeting. And it's not like when we met, like we were like, instantly like dating or anything.
Not
like
at all.
we just definitely met, and I had a crush on you since I met you. But I just kind of kept it cool because I don't want to be like all pushy or whatever. But I was like, dang, this girl's like really good vibes. Like, just the fact that you were an artist, and I just got to see how you were like interacting with like all the people, like people would stop, and you had just such good mannerisms, and you were so nice. And I was like, dang, like what the heck? Who is this girl?
Aww.
And I think I met your family that day because they were all there to watch you, and I didn't even know.
My dad is always at my art fights. My sister and my friends show up.
See, that was cool. That reminded me of like my family. Like, anytime I do anything, literally anything, like my family's gonna show out. Like for the last art fight, like they all showed up with Against the Grain merch. And Hannah helped me at the table, and so when your whole family showed up, I was like, dang, that's cool, because like I just saw that you guys had a tight knit family.
And you said that you voted for me, right?
Yeah, I definitely. I was trying to make sure that you saw that I.
Did you go like?
Yeah, I was like, let you know that I was voted for you, but you were just
like. I didn't notice. Like when I paint, I get so zoned in.
Yeah.
Partially because I'm stressed and I just need to like tune out everything outside of me. But I did notice you afterwards whenever we were counting the tickets.
Right.
And I remember you were wearing like a funky shirt, and I was all, that's pretty bold. But I saw you, babe, and I thought that you were too young for me.
Really?
Yeah. I was all, that guy's definitely too young for me. I shouldn't
I
do
definitely
nothing.
look way too old. Oh, so you thought about it, but then you're like, nah, he's too young.
I did. But then you tried to buy my painting.
Oh, yeah, I did, actually. I wanted to. I ended up buying one of Diego's Nacho Libre paintings that day. But I wanted this one so bad. I mean,
I remember
it was just so original,
After this event, and when I started seeing you at church, I remember you always asked me about it.
Yeah.
But I was kind of always looking forward to you, like, asking me about it.
Really?
Yeah. Because that's how I knew that you were, still around and, still really friendly. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was just always looking forward to the chance to talk to you about art. Yeah.
We didn't so we were kind of in the same circle after that, but we weren't like hanging out every day or anything like that. We'd see each other like occasionally at like group things.
Yeah.
And then, but I just always remember enjoying like the conversations that we would have. But it wasn't like anything, like it wasn't like we were moving forward or anything like that. Like I was like, oh dang, I actually enjoyed like talking to this person, because we would just talk about anything really.
Yeah, and I remember like after we started having those brief conversations, I started watching your podcast.
That's crazy.
And like stalking you on there. And you and Brandon before you guys had any guests, like your podcast was like mostly just
me
about
and him.
you.
Right.
Yeah, and your memories together and your upbringing and stuff like that. And I remember just watching it just to check it out. But then you would say, I don't know, you'd just be on the podcast and being very, you just have so much charisma. And I don't know, the jokes you would make and the way that you would talk about your family and your upbringing and stuff like that too. I was just like, it's really interesting.
I was like thrown off guard when we all went to dinner.
Yeah.
I forgot when we did, but it was the first time that me and you actually like sat down and ate dinner, but like it was in a group atmosphere.
Yeah.
Like there was someone in between us.
Yeah.
And we were literally like talking. The guy was in between us, like just
Probably
rolling.
Like...
Yeah, and I was just like, no way, like tell me about this. And you're like, yeah, I've seen your podcast, and I like literally got so nervous.
No
I was like,
way.
Oh, I was like, what does she think of me now? Like I'm such a goofy, like
I love it.
I don't know. I just got like real shy, but I thought it was kind of crazy that you probably knew more about me than I did about you before.
Yeah, because I'm a creep.
Shut up.
I didn't tell you I watched your podcast either. I just knew all this stuff about you in the back of my mind and didn't.
But you did tell me though eventually that you had watched it before.
But like in the time in between that, no, you had no idea that I was peeping on you like that.
That's crazy.
I know.
Yeah, and then so like since then, like since we were all hanging out and stuff.
So we went to dinner with Brandon. I'm pretty sure Brandon was the one in between us when we were like talking so much that night. And then afterwards, I was like, okay, Josh is really interesting. And I tried to arrange, like, different opportunities for us to hang out.
Mm-hmm.
And then it, like, just kept not...
No, I tried to arrange opportunities for us to hang out.
You did?
Yeah, we'd be at church, and I'm like, hey, like, you want to go, you know, get whatever? I don't even know what I would say.
You did?
I was just, like, trying to hang out with you, and you're like, hold on, let me look at my calendar. You're like...
Okay, wait, yeah.
You're like, I could get you in
no,
4 weeks on a Tuesday. I'm all, oh, okay.
No, I do remember that. But that was when I was working. Like,
no, I know,
crazy.
I get it. But it was just so funny because you're just like, let me see if I can fit you in. And you're just like flicking like 3 months ahead. I'm like, okay, at least there's a chance, you know, 4 weeks from now.
No, I do remember that actually, because I remember you always invited me to stuff.
Yeah.
But you're just like, you're the last minute person. And I was like,
yeah,
I can't do it.
I am a last minute person.
I can't do it, you know. And that was when I just graduated school. I just started working my job, and I was still working at the golf course. I don't know. I had lots of...
No, I remember, because I remember you were working 5 days a week. You'd work the golf course till like midnight on Thursdays, and then on the Saturdays you were the cart girl.
Cart girl, yeah.
And so you were whole Saturdays were taken,
Mm-hmm.
and then Sundays you'd go to church with your parents, and so you're like, I think it was like when we first hung out, it was like a Tuesday night or Thursday. What did we go?
When we went to Bubba's?
No, it was at Q Bar.
Oh, okay.
That
No,
was
that
like a
was
random...
a Thursday night.
Yeah,
I think.
so that was
or
like
no, a Friday night probably. Mm-hmm. Because I remember I was like, I need to create some sort of opportunity to get Josh to hang out.
Mm-hmm.
And so, no, you know what came before that?
What?
I tried to invite you to Disney Trivia Night.
Oh, yeah, I do remember that.
Because on one of your early podcasts...
I'm so glad I didn't go to that. I probably would have let you down.
I don't think you would.
That might have been the end of like...
You make some like comments and quotes that I'm like, how the heck do you know that? Because I'm like a huge Disney nerd.
You are.
Yeah, huge Disney nerd. And I know that, yeah, in your initial podcast, you're making, I don't know, why do I remember something about Jungle Book? I don't know. You're making like low-key comments that only like someone who watched really Disney movies would know. And I was all, maybe he would be a good candidate to be on my team, because I'm super competitive too. So I was recruiting you, but I was also trying to date you.
Wow.
But that fell through the cracks, and then,
I do.
And then afterwards, I invited you to salsa dancing with me and Kelby.
Salsa lessons. Not dancing. It was like full-on lessons, like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a little bit of this and a bit. And I was like, oh. I've never...
Tell them how that went.
Oh, my God. Well, so, you know, we finally set it up, and you invite me, and you're like, hey, can you go to salsa lessons with me?
No, I said...
No, you said I'm
dancing.
going...
I said there's optional lessons at 8 o'clock.
But you said I'll be there at 8 o'clock. You should come at that, too.
Okay.
And so you, like, encouraged me to go to that. So I was like, okay, I'll go. Because I kind of probably did need the lessons. Because I've never really done salsa. I've only eaten salsa.
Yeah,
and
you're
so,
an expert in eating salsa.
Yeah, but I don't know nothing about dancing. And so we show up, and there's like 25 people there.
Uh-huh.
And, you know, I show up, and I'm like already kind of terrified because I'm by myself.
Yeah.
And I'm wanting to impress you, but at the same time, I'm like in an environment where I'm completely out of my realm of like...
Now that I know you, I know that was out of your realm.
Yeah. Like, oh yeah, let's go to Salt. And I didn't care. You could have asked me to go, like, dig a ditch with you, and I would have, like, just done it. I'm like, I'll take anything just to hang out with you.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, I guess this is it. Salsa is the, you know.
Yeah.
This is the poison. No, I'm just kidding. And so I showed up, and I was, like, excited to see you. And they're like, okay, everyone. We need all the guys on this side and all the girls on this side.
Uh-huh.
They're like, line up directly across from your partner. And so I was like, oh, okay, cool, you know. And we were like
so
laughing.
We lined up together. It was already like a good mood.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, we lined up together. And then the first thing she said is, okay, now everyone switch partners to the left. So everyone take a step to the left, and that's your new partner.
Yeah.
For the whole class. And so the person that I like was across with was like some Costa Rican 35-year-old like
she was like wearing a leopard dress and she had big boobs.
She was like like, babe, like, no, like, low-key hot to trot, like, out there to just hook up with someone. And she's
probably.
like, oh, this little boy. Like, she was, like, probably thinking, I'm gonna show him.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, dear Lord. Like, I'm just here to impress this girl, and now I'm stuck with this chick. And so she kept on telling me, because she's a professional, like, you could tell.
Yeah.
She didn't need lessons.
No.
And she's like, hold me closer by the hips. She, like, moving me, and I was like, oh, no. I don't want Kiana to think that I'm into you.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm trying to, like, show this girl I like her. And she's like, no, like, use their hands.
You're
and I was
doing
like,
so bad, too.
well, babe, the reason I was doing so bad is because they didn't have no music.
I know. You told me, yeah.
They're trying to teach us how to salsa dance, and they're not even playing music. They're like 1, 2, 3, 4, kick, 5, 2, 6, 9, and I'm like, I don't know how to do. And so the whole time I was like trying to do it, and I was like, I'm already screwed this up. I'm like, this is it. Me and Kiana are never gonna hang out again.
I just thought it was so funny because I got paired with someone I didn't want to dance with either. Like,
yeah.
I got paired with a guy who was like shorter than me, like awkward, had no confidence, was like,
yeah,
like, you know, just like it was not fun. But I thought it was, I don't know, I admired you for being like goofy and not like taking yourself too seriously or getting embarrassed with dancing with the old lady.
Yeah, you can't. For sure. That's definitely one thing about me is I, like, never take myself too serious.
Not at all.
Like, I try and, like, just get ego and kick it out the door, you know? So it's like, well, we're just going to make fun of it. And I knew, like, I was just going to, like, be goofy no matter what.
Yeah.
Like, and just make... And you actually kind of were the same.
Yeah.
And so we were both just, like, laughing about it. And
I'm serious, Josh. Like, oh, it's weird calling you Josh. I never call you that. Like going into that night, I remember thinking like, okay, let's see what he's like. Let's just see if like if he's down to have fun, you know, do whatever we do. But afterwards, and just after like how much fun we had that night, just from you being goofy and like, because I went with Kelby, and Kelby knows like how I could be. Like I love to dance, but you were just cracking me up, and the way that you were just so down to dance, no matter like how ridiculous we looked. Like that's what turned things for me. Yeah. Like me and Kelby were like pretending doing mine and my sister's signature move. You know,
where you go through the hoop or whatever.
Hoop. We make a hoop and then you like go through it and she makes me a hoop.
Yeah.
But Josh, the second Josh was like doing that with Kelby, and I was like,
she's so tall. I was like,
I know.
Trying to go over.
You gotta stretch your arms.
Kelby's like 6'2". I'm like trying to do that. But yeah, that was fun. Well, don't you think like it? Okay, like, when we didn't have music, it sucked. But, like, when they played music, we had way more fun.
I can handle the numbers, though.
No, but when they played music, I wasn't still, like,
No, you definitely loosened up for sure.
And so I told, like, I think it's just my ADD brain. I can't, like, I'm not a structured person. Like, if you teach me A, B, C, D, I'll figure out how to do it A, C, D, B. Like, I just have my own way of figuring things out. You put your own spin on it,
and you do it your own way.
Yeah, so once they started playing music and everyone was dancing, I, like, picked it up quick.
Yeah, you did.
But before that, nothing. But that was a fun night.
I loved it. It was so good. It was so good.
Yeah, and then I think after that night, it was, like, when we, like, both knew we kind of really liked each other. Yeah. Like, that was when we kind of, like, oh, okay, you know, we are still friends, but, like, I definitely, like, want to see her more.
For sure. And it was the next morning that I went to your wrestling tournament.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so you got to go, and then you saw my family right away, too. You're probably so, like, nervous, like, dang, I just met this guy.
I was freaked out, because I was like, man, like, Josh, we had a great time last night.
But, like, here you are.
I
like,
know.
And you're sitting next to my parents for a while.
Meeting your family for hours. But you convinced me because it was at Volcano.
Right.
And I went to Volcano.
It was right by your dad's.
Exactly. It was close. It was on my side of town.
Yeah.
And I was just like, man, he came out to hang out with me last night. Like, I need to go support him too. So I showed up by myself at the wrestling tournament. And this, like, Volcano is huge. And it was packed.
It was. It was a big tournament. So
packed. And I remember sitting there with Raquel,
yeah, she's my team mom.
Yeah.
And she's cool, but, like, you could tell she's probably feeling you out, too.
Oh, yeah.
Because, like, they're, like, my...
She's intense. I was nervous.
Yeah, they look out for me. Like, my team moms are, like...
Yeah, she's cool as heck, though.
Yeah, they're so chill. And I knew that they would like you. You know?
that next day, I got to even, like, know more about you, not just from meeting your family, but just from the way that you go out there and coach those kids.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because I thought it was interesting that you were a wrestling coach, just learning that from your podcast,
Mm-hmm.
you know? Because my whole family back home is, like, super into wrestling, too. And I just like that you were into kids and stuff like that, too. But you would, like, be holding kids up, and they'd look at you like you're a god. And I'm like, that's adorable.
It's cool, huh?
Yeah, I love it.
There's, like, no better feeling, like, and it's, like, you know, you're, like, holding these kids. You're not even their dad, and they're, like, wiping their boogers on you. They're crying, and I'm like, it's okay. It's going to be okay. Like, and,
go kick his butt.
Yeah, like, they're just learning life lessons. Like, they're learning how to be men at a young age. And, you know, life knocks you down, and, you know, you're going to either cry about it and not learn from it and grow, or you're going to grow and, like, just suck it up. And so you could tell, huh? You'd see them come up to me and cry, and I'm like, you better go out there. I'm like, I want to cry too, but you better go finish that match. And they're like, okay.
I know. I loved that.
And I don't know. I think that's something I like about you too, is the way you interact with kids. It's kind of crazy.
You're
like,
way better at it. Like, when I was... Well, I mean, I'm still good with kids. I love kids. Yeah. But you are, like, an expert with kids. Like,
it's because I am
you.
Probably, like...
Because you are a kid.
Yeah.
I know, me too.
I'm hanging out with my own kind.
Literally, at my family camping trip, the kids were clinging to Josh, like, you have no idea. They were braiding his hair. Because back in... It was, like... Okay.
A year ago?
Yeah, a year ago. It was, like, mid-quarantine. We were with my family, and Josh had crazy COVID hair, like, big afro.
Yeah.
And my cousins were grooming his hair, and they're always like, where's Josh? Where's Josh? Well, what about me? I'm your cousin, bro.
You're like, you haven't seen me in forever. You just met Josh.
I know.
And I have all the little girls braiding my hair, and they're putting barrettes, and I'm just like...
You're chilling.
That was fun.
Yeah.
I really like your family, too. Like, just the way... So your family reminds me a lot of my family, like, in certain ways.
Yeah.
And I think it's just the way, like, we were raised, like... We just have families that are, like, more tight-knit and from, like, smaller towns.
Yeah.
And we just, like... Our families value each other, and we know that that's, like, really important, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's important that, like, every kid goes and shakes everyone's hand.
Oh, yeah.
And,
Shoot, I'd get my butt beat if I didn't, like, say hi to my uncle or...
Exactly.
You know?
That uncle you see once a year, but, like, you just know that that's your family. And
yeah.
So when I showed up to your family thing, it was, like, the same thing. Like,
I love that.
It was cool. Like, everyone's just having fun and laughing. And, like, you know, we said, like, no one's taking themselves too serious, which is good because, like, I don't do well, like, around people who, like, take themselves too serious. And they feel like they got something to prove, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like it's the opposite, like, with your family and with you, too. Like, we're not, like, trying to, like, I don't know. We just don't, like... We're not, like, over braggadocious about ourselves.
Braggadocious?
Yeah, I like that word.
Is it a real word?
Yeah, braggadocious.
Okay.
It's just, like, overly confident or... I don't know.
No, you're super humble.
No, you're more humble, though. You are.
I don't know, babe.
You're so nice with people. Like, I just... Like, whenever we were... So, yesterday when I went to your work, because you do the Thursday nights.
Yeah.
And I was just watching you, like, deal with, like, all of the people at the bar. And you're just, like, so nice, like, the life of the party.
Aw, don't even say that.
And the other girl looked kind of like, over it. But you were just, like, so nice. And you said that you even had, like, a crazy headache. And I would have never couldn't even
terrible.
tell.
I felt so terrible. Ever since, I've had these crazy migraines for, like, on and off for a really long time, but it's funny, babe, because when I saw you in line at the golf course, the person who was talking to me is one that, like, talks and talks and talks and talks, and I was just like, like, looking at you, but I was like, sounds great.
Just, like, saying, like, words,
just like... trying to, like, get him out of the way, but he kept going on, he's all,
You're like...
I know. But, like, I don't know. I can't be mean to people. It's just not in my being.
It's not in your DNA.
Even if they're annoying as heck. Like, customers that are annoying as heck. And believe me, I get a lot of those.
You have to have patience as bartender, for sure. And you have to know how to just, like...
Just anything in customer service.
Yeah.
You know?
For sure. Honestly, like after going through, like, COVID and all that stuff, like, I've, like, genuinely... respect, like, people who, like, have jobs like that.
Yeah. Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
we're just still serving people.
Exactly.
Wearing a mask in a hot kitchen, like,
Oh
for
my
9
God.
hours,
Yeah.
and they're just, like, talking to you, and they're, like, not even getting oxygen.
Yeah. I remember, too, like, when we first started dating, we'd go somewhere like Dion's or, I don't know, anywhere, and I'd, like, be sure, like, we need to tip the girl, we need to tip the person taking our order.
Yeah,
doing
at the drive-thrus.
or whatever. And a lot of people, like, are like, nah, like, they make money. Okay, maybe they do, but at the same time, you need to be appreciative that these people are setting aside time to serve you.
Yeah.
You can order a pizza and have it done, like, in, 30 minutes or whatever, and it's going to be delicious. It's going to be ready for you.
Right.
And they deal with a lot of stuff they don't want to either.
Right.
So,
it's just a matter of respect.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And letting people know that you appreciate what they do, and that, like, they're not just, like, a person.
Yeah.
They're not just, like, a robot that you can walk all over and be like, I want 2 number 3s and 4 number 4s. Wow, like, like, people are jerks. Like, I can't imagine. I don't know how I would do. I'd probably get someone, like, a burrito and just shove it in someone's face, like, after the 5th day of working.
Yeah. And I agree. And I mean, that's something that I hope to instill in, like, my future family, too. Like, even if my child is, like, a freaking NASA astronaut level of smart, I'm still going to encourage them to be in, like, some sort of service position when they're young, just so that they fully understand, like, how to treat people, and just how to, have respect for another person no matter where they come from.
For sure.
Yeah,
you don't have to know someone to respect them. You just got to learn to, you're never going to see that person again, but, like, why make their life harder when you don't have to? It's like it's so much easier to just be nice to people than to just be a jerk, to me.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know. I feel like it's like a ripple effect. Like, if you're just mean to everyone, like, eventually it's gonna come back to you, and then someone's gonna get overly pissed off at you, and it could escalate to something, like, not good.
That's very true. And I mean, it's just good for learning communication skills and stuff like that too. I mean, Emmy, I learned a lot.
Your sister?
Yeah. Oh, my sister, yeah. No, Emmy. She worked at Starbucks for a little while, and the stories she told me of people and how extra they are about coffee. Oh, my gosh.
I think it's like a flex.
A flex?
Like, I think people like to, like, order something different than everyone else to show that they're, like, more, like, I don't know.
Culture.
I can't say it. I can't explain it. Yeah. Like, I'll have the minty grande with a crisp bit of syrup. Like, they'll just say words, and you're like,
crisp bit.
And, like, but the funny thing is you could probably serve them black coffee, and they would think that it's what they ordered, because they don't even know.
Emmy told me that people, like, would be over the drive-thru, be like, and if my coffee is not at 175 degrees, I'm sending it back.
That is horrible.
I know.
Shout out to Emmy.
I know. Shout out
you're a
to
nurse
Emmy.
now.
And now she's wiping nalgas in
Yeah. But hopefully they're not complaining.
No, she does say that people, I mean, and that's it too, like, working in Starbucks and learning those customer service skills are going to help you for your whole career. Because now, I mean, Starbucks and nursing, completely unrelated. But at the same time, like, now when she gets a difficult patient or someone who has an accident or does something they're not supposed to do in the hospital, she has a better understanding of how to diffuse the situation or just be nice with the person when they're vulnerable. Yeah, she's gonna be a good nurse. I'm so proud of her. We're going to Disney World in August to celebrate her.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm so hyped.
I've been once. I liked it.
Yeah
It's a cool experience. They're doing a lot. It seems like Disneyland and Disney World, they're, like, growing. They're, like, getting rid of some of the old stuff that, like, we hold a sentimental value, but, like, you gotta kind of just, accept that things are gonna change. Like the Tower of Terror, isn't that, like, Avengers now or something? Or what is that?
To Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah. And then aren't they building an Avengers, like, theme park or something?
Yeah.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah. It's pretty... Hannah's there!
Yeah.
Hannah and Luke!
Are they gonna go?
They literally went, like, 2 days ago.
Wow.
I know!
That's so messed up. I love you guys, though.
I know.
But I'm stuck here.
I'm super jealous of you.
Well, we're going to Hawaii, so what's up?
Yeah, we're going to Hawaii.
We're gonna go to Hawaii in September. It's gonna be fun.
I know.
That's a good time to go,
I'm
actually.
glad you convinced me to do that. Because, like, you know, Josh and I, we're totally different people. Would you agree?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. And so, like, I was super anxious about booking a vacation. Partly because I know that Hawaii is, like, a huge,
it's just far away.
Yeah.
It's
it's
so
like,
far.
It's not a minor trip to frickin'
You're going to an island literally in the middle of, like, the ocean.
Exactly. And I was, like, nervous. Like, what if restrictions are still in place because of COVID?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to spend that much money to get over there and then everything be closed. And I'm just a planner. And you're like, you're the kind of person who's just like, let's just send it. Let's just see what happens.
Yeah.
And...
Well, you wanted to, like, see it all the way through. Like, we not only booked the trip, you wanted to know, like, what are we doing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? But you did kind of. You, like, wanted to have, like, at least a plan. And I was like...
Yeah.
It's impossible for us to, like, know right off the top of our head. Let's just start by booking the trip. And then, you know, we have the next 4 months to, you know, figure out what we're going to do. And you're like, I don't know. And I'm like, I'm just going to do it. Like, let's just do it. Like, what are we waiting for? We've literally been talking about how much we want to travel for the past year and COVID and how we feel like we're just, like, stuck here. And it's like, this is our chance to just go. And so it's going to be fun. We're going to go with Chelsea. Chelsea's turning 30 out there. Shout out to Chelsea Tabit. And then we're going to have just a whole group of friends.
Yeah.
And then, but we'll do our own thing too. Like, the resort we're staying at looks like Bachelor's Paradise.
It looks like Bachelorette could be filmed there.
It looks like insane. There's, like, hidden caves that have, like, bars, like, in the ocean. I don't know.
We're gonna drink out of a coconut.
We're gonna literally drink out of a coconut. My girlfriend's gonna wear the little tiki things.
Tiki.
What is it called? The luau?
Luau?
Yeah, you're gonna be like...
You want me to be the dancer at the luau?
You could, yeah.
Don't think that'll count. People ask me all the time if I'm Hawaiian, because my name's Hawaiian. And I'm like, nah, I'm not. But I'd pretend if I could.
Yeah, you could get away with any ethnicity.
Because, like, I play the ukulele and stuff like that. I could probably fake it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you should. Just pretend you're a local. You should actually take your ukulele. That would be really cool. To do, like, a cover or something by the ocean.
Oh, my gosh.
That would be really neat. Go training on TikTok.
You need to play your songs, though. Your ukulele songs.
I don't have any songs. I don't know ukulele.
I know you don't, but...
She did try teaching me the one time.
I did, and you did great.
No.
I think that you'd be good at it.
She wants me to be a guitar player. She thinks I'm meant to play the guitar, but I think that's a lie.
If you see the way that Josh is anytime we, like, go out and there's live music, I think that that's, like, your vibe. It
is my vibe. I love music. I love the concert scene. I love anything that has to do with creativity. But I just don't have the mechanical skills. You know?
Too much numbers.
Yeah, too much, like, letters and numbers. I just gotta be, like, I don't know.
I feel like you'd be the type of person who could, like, learn by ear. Like, you could not
that would be the only way that I could
not know anything about, like, tabs or anything like that. But you could just be like, that sounds right. And you could have a whole dang song because of it.
Yeah, I think you're right. That is the way that I learn, is, like, I'm definitely, like, a visual learner than, like, a structural learner. Like, if you do something, I could remember how you did it. But if you tell me how to do it, it just, like, goes through.
In one ear, out the other.
Isn't that weird? That definitely proves that I'm probably ADD to some capacity.
I think you're just a left brain. Just really, really free spirit, really creative.
Yeah. I think so. I don't know where I get that from. I guess my mom's kind of like that.
Probably your nana.
Yeah, my nana. I'm definitely like her in a lot of ways. Just kind of free. Let's just do it.
Yeah.
Type of vibe.
Nice.
But yeah, it's crazy how, like, opposite we are. But, like, we have certain things that we, like, love to do together.
Yeah.
That are just, like, that make it so fun, don't you think?
Yeah.
Like, we'll just, like, I don't know. Like, I guess, like, one thing I think of is, like, us playing PlayStation together.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the old school PlayStation games. Like, I don't know if you guys remember, like, for whenever PS1 came out, there was, like, Crash Bandicoot, there was Spyro, there was, like, even, like, the old Nintendo games, like King Kong.
King Kong?
I mean, not King Kong. What is it called?
Donkey Kong.
Yeah, Donkey Kong. Why do I always say King Kong?
King Kong.
Well, it's a gorilla. God dang it.
Oh, that's so funny.
Something Kong.
Yeah.
But those type of games that were our childhood, I like how we're like basically reliving like those childhood memories, but like together.
Yeah.
So like we've already beat what Crash 1, 2, and 3 like 100%.
Yeah. It's yeah, they revamped Crash, like the original games from the 2000s, into something that you could buy as like a package on PlayStation. Yeah. And we're still working on Spyro.
Yeah, Spyro. We're on Spyro 3. But we beat Crash 1, 2, and 3, Spyro 1, 2, and then we're on Spyro 3. And then we just bought the new Crash 4. What is it? Time. It's about time.
It's about time, yeah.
And so they just...
That one's hard as heck, but it's so
stupid hard.
Good.
That one got to the point where we didn't even finish the story mode, huh?
We gave up on it. We need to go back to it.
I know. So, like, we're, like, very good at, like, having a task and, like, us both using, like, our communication skills.
Our own skills to get through it. Yeah. Like, I mean, it was, like, a once or twice a week thing. Like, oh, okay. It's, like, a stress reliever, honestly. Yeah. Like, are we going to play Crash tonight? Are we going to play Spyro? But we'd come over and Josh is, like, the kind who, like, runs through all the levels. Like, and if you know Crash, there's all kinds of things that, like, require timing. Right. Or, like
if you just go full speed, you're going to hit that thing. But you are, like, very good at, like, hopping. You'll wait for, like, something to swing.
I'm good at pressing
And I'm like, jump, babe. And then you go, boom, like, perfect. But me, I'm like...
Die.
Yeah. So you're like, babe, slow down. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. But we've done pretty good.
Yeah, we've done
pretty good. And it's just a good way for us to bond, too. Because we only go one player at a time. Yeah. But we, like, coach each other. And we just, like, make a good team in that way.
Yeah, I like that part of it. That we both, like, get to watch each other. I want to find a new game for us to play. That would be fun. I've heard, like, Far Cry is pretty cool. That's kind of like a Lara Croft type game. Like, where there's, like
Lara
little...
Croft, yeah.
Like side missions, and you know how like there's games.
That's like a far stretch from what we've played.
Yeah,
but
we're
it would
definitely.
Be fun.
I think we're just kind of slowly, and that's like the fun part about it, right? Like, we have so much like that we could do to get. Like, well, I could see us like being old, like an old couple, like literally playing like
old school
Frogger or something,
old school Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, I'm like, come on, baby, hit R2.
That's hilarious.
We're gonna definitely be like an older nerdy couple for sure.
Probably.
Because like I got you into Star Wars.
Yeah.
And
it's funny too because like I grew up with a lot of boy cousins and I resented Star Wars because that's all they would ever watch. That's all the games they'd ever play on PlayStation.
But you were just automatic like, oh, that's a boy thing. Like
exactly.
I'm gonna do the opposite.
And I was such a girly girl that like I was just like, I don't want to watch this. I'm just gonna tune out. Like, I'm gonna go hang out with the younger kids outside or play baseball or whatever. And yeah, so I never gave it a chance. And all my cousins are super nerdy about it. But like once you kind of, I don't want to say you forced me. I wanted to watch them, but I needed someone to explain them to me. Right. Maybe that was part of the frustration.
That was what I told you. I said like once you learn the full story and you kind of understand who's who and how, you know how they do the prequels and but if you watch them in order like, or it's good to watch the old ones first and then when you watch the prequels you're like, whoa, that's Darth Vader. And it's like Anakin and it's like a little kid and like he's all nice and you're like, how is that the bad guy?
I know.
So it's kind of, it's a cool story because it like
the story,
the conflict of good and evil. And like you see good people turn evil and then you see evil people turn good. And that's like real life, right? Like we all have the potential to go to make our own destiny.
I just thought it was cool like how the stories are so intricate as individual stories, but they still all tie together. Yeah. And like I was never able to understand that before because I would always watch them like in isolation. Like we'd be watching episode 3 or whatever and I'm like, I have no idea what the heck is going on. I don't remember.
You're like, oh, cool, they got lightsabers. Like, they're shooting each other the whole movie. I knew the basic
thing, and I just considered it like a boy thing. It was nerdy.
Yeah.
But then watching them all together, and like, I ask a lot of questions in the middle of the thing,
but you have to almost to get it.
Yeah.
Because if you're not really paying attention, you'll just like brush things over. But there's so many little details you didn't even realize.
So we watched all the Star Wars, and I liked those. And I could finally have conversations with my dad and my family about the movies. Yeah. And they were like, who are you?
Because before you're like, no.
Yeah. And then we watched Mandalorian.
Don't you think it helped to watch like the Star Wars, and then now when you watch Mandalorian, you're like,
oh
what?
yeah, heck.
And then when you see Luke Skywalker, you're like, whoa.
That was intense.
Because it's like takes place in a different time, right? Like when Luke was still alive, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. That's what that's what amazes me about like the Marvel series and like the Star Wars series is like how deeply interwoven all of the stories are.
Yeah.
So like every single episode or movie like is tied up in some weird way.
Mm-hmm. And you're still getting me into the Marvel ones.
Yeah.
Because, again, that was, like, one of the things that I rebelled growing up.
Mm-hmm.
Probably just because, you know, it's like a boy thing.
It's hard. Like, even me, like, trying to understand it now.
Planets exploding and crap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool, though, because you could watch it as a kid and not even care about the story and still be entertained because it's the Hulk and you get to see all kinds of stuff. Mm-hmm. But then you could also watch it as an adult and, like, realize there's actually, like, a pretty intricate story behind the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. Like, I really liked Infinity Wars.
And
stuff like, I don't know.
I liked Thanos a lot, honestly.
Yeah.
Even though he was a bad guy.
He was an intricate character.
Yeah. He was, like, a good anti-hero. They did a really good job at, like, bringing you into his world and the way that he thinks, the way he does. Mm-hmm. And so you almost kind of sympathize with him, kind of like Walter White. Mm-hmm. Like, you know that they're bad, you know that what they're doing isn't right, but you're like, I get it. Mm-hmm. And so the whole time you're just like, dang, like, I hope he loses, but at the same time, like, he's not really in the wrong.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
In his own head, you know?
And I mean, I'd heard people talk about Thanos and, you know, similar things to, like, what you just said. And I was like, I'm just not even going to listen. Yeah. But now, like, I understand it. Mm-hmm. And it's interesting. I really, really, really want to go to Disneyland and see Avengers Campus and go to Star Wars. The new Star Wars ride is supposed to be crazy.
It's a new ride?
Yeah.
Wow. So, what was, like, so the Star Wars world or whatever, what did that used to be?
It was nothing.
So it was just, like, empty land that they owned?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was just, like, the workers' lot. Like,
pretty soon Disney's going to buy out, like, a whole freaking county of, like,
probably.
California. Like,
I mean,
just
they
gonna
have
keep
an
growing.
island in Hawaii. They have a cruise line. Okay, let's be real. Disney, ABC, like, runs the world, which is probably not a good thing. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, they're real pioneers in, like, storytelling. So that's why, I don't know. Let them do what they do.
Yeah.
I enjoy their parks.
Yeah, me too.
For their movies.
I like them a lot. I like the old Disney movies, like the old Pixar movies. Even, like, the old ones that are, like, regular cartoon, like Aristocats. Mm-hmm. And, like, I love the Jungle Book. Mm-hmm. Because you're Mowgli. I'm trying to think of which one I really, really liked. I think Monsters, Inc. is probably my favorite That's Pixar.
A classic.
Like, I could watch that 1,000 times and I will never get tired of it. It's just so entertaining.
Shoot, as an adult now, whenever Boo is saying goodbye to Sully and Mike, that one gets you deep.
It does.
I don't know.
And even A Bug's Life is pretty good too.
I remember, we watched that recently, huh?
It's like just such good storytelling. Like what Disney does that's so good, or I think especially Pixar, is they do good character development. Mm-hmm. And that's something that like makes a movie worth remembering.
Yeah,
it's like sure. They bring you into the character's life, mm-hmm. and they make them like human and relatable. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, like Flick, or what was his name? Flea or Flick?
Flick, yeah.
Like, he's just, like, a good guy, but he just keeps screwing up. And I'm like, dang, that's me. Like, I got good intentions, but I just keep dropping the ball.
I think that our era of those movies were, like, the best ones, though. Because, like, I'm very critical mm-hmm. of, like, new movies that mm-hmm. came out. And, I mean, we recently saw...
Raya.
Yeah, Raya. And I liked that one, but it still, like, doesn't...
That's not something that you could watch over and over and over again.
Yeah. But the ones that came out in the 90s and early 2000s, mm-hmm. like our childhood era, mm-hmm. those are like the golden age.
Yeah.
For me. Yeah.
Like when they first started coming out with like graphic art where it popped out. Like the animation.
Yeah, the 3D. Toy Story was the first one, yeah.
Yeah. And like even like remember like the Spy Kid era?
Yeah.
Remember Spy Kids? And you would go to the theaters and you would get the 3D.
I love Spy
You would get the 3D glasses and one was red and one was blue. And it was like a paper 3D glass. You're like, You're like, this is sick, bro, and it's like the worst thing ever.
They're all crooked.
Well, it's 3D.
I know. It's all, the picture's all messed up.
Yeah, it's like so stupid. It's like all miscolored. But like to us, that was the coolest thing you could ever imagine.
Oh.
And like the Spy Kid like would like reach his hand out, and you're like, and then now they're making movies like Avatar, where it's like you literally can't even tell like the difference between the animation.
I don't even just think about like how much things have changed just within our lifetimes. Think about what like the next 2 generations are gonna experience when it comes to movies or technology, cell phones, the internet.
Yeah.
It's almost kind of wild. It's like scary.
Either we're gonna hit a peak and like just stagnate, but I doubt it, or we're gonna literally just get to the point where we're like fully like intertwined with technology, like to the point like where you could like download stuff.
Oy.
You know?
Yeah.
Like on the Matrix, like you could be like, I want to know how to do karate.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and you like plug your finger
That's another one
in
he
a
forced
thing.
me to watch.
Yeah, but it's
That wasn't.
But you're
that
gonna
one received less of a rating than the other.
That's
than
one
Star
that you
Wars
might have to watch a couple times
to fully
because it's
appreciate.
it's hard to understand.
Mm-hmm.
It's like really, even like for someone that's like a super nerd, it's like out there.
Hmm.
But yeah, I could definitely see like, oh, I want to learn how to salsa dance. Dink.
Download.
And then all of a sudden I'm like, woo.
You're doing all the dips and spins.
Yeah.
Man, that
But I
kind of
don't
just
know.
takes away everything.
I know. I think I'm gonna be a purist.
Oh yeah, you're not gonna download. You're not a downloader.
I'm gonna be a simpleton. Like I'm gonna do it the old school way. Like
and then you'll be like, back in my day.
yeah. Pretty soon we're gonna get to where you can like create your own kids, like gene editing and stuff like that. Like the technology exists. It's just like
It's kind of risky
like making it
right
a
now.
legal thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like you know, it's not that you can't choose how someone's born. So like it comes into like
Yeah.
you know
scary.
every single kid on the planet's gonna have like blue eyes and be super jacked.
They're all gonna be like freaking Olympians.
And then it's gonna become to where like if you're ugly and pure, then you're gonna be like admired.
Ugly and pure?
No, like if you're just natural, like if you come out like not edited,
You think?
yeah, you're gonna be a celebrity. Because if everyone is so edited and jacked and looks the same, and you look different, then you're gonna be like a star.
Mm.
That's the way I see it.
I don't know.
It's gonna like be the opposite. Like so, you know how now everyone's just average looking, but then you get people like Megan Fox, and it's like, whoa, she stands out because she looks so different.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it flipped, where everyone is so good looking, and then
But
a
at
girl
the
with a big
same
nose is
time-
gonna be like pretty.
I don't know.
I would hope
Never
that would be the
thought about it
case.
that way.
Like where like ugly people get a chance to be beautiful. Not that they aren't already.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's beautiful, but I'm just saying like that would be a cool to like flip the script, you know?
Switch of reality.
Yeah, and like someone with
Switch
like
of
you know
norms.
just an ugly average body is like put on a pedestal.
Hot as heck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we should just be like that anyways. We don't have to go to gene editing. We should just like praise
It's
people.
just interesting how like society goes in these different time eras of defining what's beautiful and what's not.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's something that I mean that's one of the reasons why I like Selina so much.
Mm-hmm.
And like I've listened to podcasts and like read, you know, articles about her and stuff, and she was like just so non-traditional for her time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's part of the reason why like I'm obsessed with her now.
She really was against the grain.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, like, the whole, like, Chicano culture and everything that related to, like, being a Mexican-American,
Mm-hmm.
like, that wasn't really a thing that was highlighted before, like, the 80s and 90s whenever she was around.
Right.
You know? And another cool thing that I learned about her, like, while listening to the podcast about her was that, like, she and her body type, you know how she was, like, super, like, slim, thick, like, big butt,
Mm-hmm.
but, like, skinny waist. That
Like the
type of
body
thing.
that we all like now.
Yeah, exactly.
Back then
what
it wasn't,
everything
like-
expires for now.
Everyone was like into Paris Hilton type bodies, like super skinny
like
chicks.
little crackhead ladies who have no butt
Yeah.
and are just super duper thin,
Yep.
really lanky.
Mhm.
So she like stood out.
Yeah, she did.
She stood out, and a lot of people who like interviewed her would always like make kind of like snide comments
Mhm.
about her figure and
Like, wow, you don't like. I see you're eating a large pizza. Like, you know, what do you?
you don't work out
Mhm.
or nothing. And
But she owned it. Like, she was just
Yeah.
like, yeah, like I'm living my life. Like,
yeah,
I love it.
authentic.
And they'd be like, whoa, like they would try and make her feel self conscious, but she just did not have it.
Yeah. Exactly.
And even her dad, he's like, "What are you wearing, a bra?"
Yeah.
She's like, "It's a
bustier."
It's a bra.
Yeah.
That's how I'm gonna be as a dad. I'm gonna be like, "It's a bra."
Shit, I don't even want to think about what they're wearing in the future.
Oh God, I can only hope.
Poor
that.
dads.
It's either gonna be
Poor
way less or
moms.
way more, but hopefully way more.
I don't know. Oh, I don't know. But, anyways, yeah.
Yeah, Selina, you kind of remind me of her a lot. Like her mannerisms and like how you're a good singer. For those of you guys that don't know, she has the best voice ever, and she's like too shy to put herself out there. But I've seen this girl like hit some crazy notes.
Stop.
Like even when we're just at the house and you're like cleaning and you're just humming by yourself, like you like really have a beautiful voice. Didn't you used to do opera a little bit? Like weren't you? So you like actually like got to exercise your full capacity.
I like the way you put it. See, because I think of it as, oh my God, I'm an opera nerd.
No.
No, it's just in high school. I mean, I used to sing growing up and stuff like that, but I went to such a small school, and I mean, we didn't have the money to enroll me in like singing lessons or anything like that. So it wasn't until high school and like, you know, public education opportunities that I was able to like sing in like a controlled setting.
Right.
You know, so I was like in choir and I did like individual performances and stuff like that for like, you know, school events and stuff like that. But yeah, they don't train you in school to be a pop singer, to be Beyonce. They train you how to read music, how to like read and learn classical pieces. So like my first actual instruction with music was with like opera type of stuff. And I did well.
That's good.
I mean, like
your dad said that you were amazing. Like you almost went to.
You can't trust my.
You would have taken state, but something happened.
Yeah. Even at that, like I've never tried to be famous or tried to like, you know, pave a path in that area. But it was just something that I enjoyed, and yeah, it's a huge part of me today, and it's part of the reason why. Like, I'm still involved in music, why I still play the ukulele. I mean, it's not, like, a super huge thing, but it's therapy for me, honestly. It's just a way for me to, like, express myself. And when I'm stressed, like, I should do that so much more often, babe. Like, honestly, it's so... Like, you just feel a weight off your shoulders whenever you're, like, in the flow of something. And I'm sure that you can experience that with, like, all kinds of things.
It's like escapism. You kind of just take a break from reality. You just kind of go into a whole different atmosphere.
Exactly. And I don't do it enough. And that's why there's only, like, 2 or 3 videos on Instagram, and not a lot of the world knows that I do. So I'm mad at you for bringing that up. No,
that was one of the first things that I, like, you know, like, you know how you said you stalked my YouTube channel? Like, when I was following you on Instagram, and that was the first video I clicked on, and I was like, whoa, like, that is amazing.
You're cute.
That one where you're out playing the ukulele, I love that video. And I would like even show my mom. I'm like, look at this pretty girl. What do you think of her?
I remember your mom, like, whenever I meet new people, she's all, and she's a singer? I'm like, what's up?
My mom will hype you up.
She will.
She will literally, you know. She's a good person to have behind you.
Yeah,
she makes you, like, seem way better than you are.
I know.
Like, when she's talking about me, I'm like, I'm not literally nothing like that.
I love her to death, though.
She's like, my son, like, literally blows things up. Like, he, like, is... He's making, you know, like, nuclear bomb. Like, no, I'm kidding. No, I'm just kidding. But, like,
government's gonna come for you.
No, I'm just saying, like, she'll just, like, overly, like, say, like, crazy stuff. And, like,
no.
I'm like, oh, thanks, Mom.
I know. I know. She's awesome.
Yeah.
Your dad and I get along great, too.
For sure. I'm so glad that our families click.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun.
It's just a good time. Like, it's always a good time. Like, when we went to the wedding this last weekend.
That was so fun.
We just danced and, you know, laughed.
We danced just like
we were
the
so
whole
goofy.
time.
Like, everyone's just like.
I know.
You had like even like grandmas and great aunties out there, like, just getting it on.
Oh, heck yeah.
Like your great uncle.
Uncle Dave.
Yeah. I think Dave.
Yeah.
He's like what, 70 some, 80 some, and he was out there like get down on it. And I was like, damn.
With my Auntie Barbara, it's so
So
cute, huh?
sweet, yeah. And they're like, don't worry, mijito, we're gonna make menudo tomorrow.
I know.
You're gonna be okay. It's like medicine.
They were telling you that.
They're like, it's so good for you. Like,
Nice.
I'm like, okay. But the way you guys make it is good. But the menudo I've had, like, outside of your family is, like, big old chunks of, like...
Yeah. Menudo
pig
is one of
feet.
the things that you can make or break, depending on how...
Yours looks good, though.
Oh, so good.
I can't eat it because of my stomach.
I know.
Guys, it's sad, but I, like, can't eat, like, hot, spicy food anymore. And I'm, like...
He's a gringo.
Literally, like, a spice addict. Like, I'm addicted to hot food. Like, I could get hot wings... chili, like when my nose is running, that's when I know it's good. And lately, I like can't even touch it.
I remember the first time you met my family.
Yeah.
My mom, it was my birthday, and my mom always makes me pozole, and I love pozole so much. But I remember you came over, and literally all I had was stuff that you can't eat, like pozole, and then like
and that's the stuff that I genuinely is my favorite though. Like I was like, I was like, oh my god. So yeah, I'm like having a tone.
But you still ate it, and you sacrificed, and then you hurt the next day at the wrestling tournament. So,
yeah,
shout out
it was worth it though. Sometimes I gotta just say it's worth it. Like I can't go my whole life without eating pozole. It's too good.
It is too good.
What's our favorite meals to like? Yeah, like when we're hanging out. You know what's my favorite meal that you make is the what is it? The macaronis with the bacon.
Spicy pasta?
Oh my god. She makes the spicy pasta.
Literally things he doesn't like.
No, she makes the spicy pasta and she cooks like a bunch of bacon and chops it so little and like sprinkles it in the pasta.
You're
and,
making me seem so unhealthy.
Literally my heart just melts.
It's really good.
That's like some Mexican stuff right there. Like you just throw in the most unhealthy thing and be like, it's a secret.
I know.
It's okay.
Bad.
A little more grease.
A little more grease. Oh, see, I'm not that bad.
No, you're a good cook. And honestly, you actually cook very healthy meals. That's like the most unhealthy meal you cook. But like, when we're eating, right? We'll eat like, you know, shrimp tacos or like, I even like the little like salad bowls that you make.
Yeah, I love those.
It's like a poke bowl almost.
Yeah. I call them Chipotle bowls. But
yeah, Chipotle bowl. Basically like that.
Yeah.
I love that actually. Oh my god, I'm starving. What time is it? I'm gonna have to eat as soon as you leave. I'm gonna make some salmon or something.
Oh snap!
You know.
I'm glad that you do cook. I feel like we've taught a lot of things to each other about like life. Like I've taught you how to cook.
Yeah.
You know, you've taught me how to fish. Remember when you used to take me fishing?
Yeah, I took her fishing like in the most roughest spot ever.
Yeah.
Like we're going like hiking through the river and like you're running into like homeless people and they're like, "Hey, Josh, how you doing?"
Oh, see, like they know your name.
I know, imagine. No, but we'd go and the water would be like this low, all muddy, and you're like, "There's fish in there."
I'm
like,
was
believe
shocked.
me. And I'm like, watch this, and like we just dropped the line, and like 2 seconds later,
I caught a fish in like 3 minutes.
You did a big giant fish.
I was so proud of myself too.
She caught a fish like literally this big, and it almost pulled me in the water.
Because I'd caught a fish before with my dad, but I was like young.
Yeah.
And he doesn't really take us anymore because I don't know, we're just girls and we never want to go.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my dad's super spontaneous,
yeah.
just like you. He's like, let's go fishing tomorrow. I'm like, Dad, I work tomorrow. I can't go. Right. But he thinks that we're just like city girls and don't want to do that stuff.
Right, but it's just
I've always
you need
wanted
some type of,
to, but I just need someone like you to like be like, we're just gonna go do it.
Yeah.
You know.
Like, let's not plan it. Like, we're right now, let's go.
Yeah. Exactly.
Are you busy right now? No. Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
And
we had fun.
Yeah.
Like during quarantine, that's something we did a lot. Like every weekend, huh?
Just to get outside and get fresh air.
We rode
because we really couldn't do nothing else really, so we just made the most of it. Mm-hmm. So we go riding 4-wheelers. We would just literally just fish on the ditch bank. We'd
go ride horses.
Yeah. We do all kinds of stuff. It was fun. I'm glad that you can do like that type of stuff with me, and
I like it.
I'm glad that you like enjoy it because it's a kind of a part of me.
Yeah, and that's what I like about you too, babe. Like, I don't know, just compared to everyone that I've met in the city, you just like have a different heart and a different like spirit that wants to do these kinds of things, you know.
Yeah.
So Yeah, I ain't gonna find no Albuquerque city boy who wants to take me to the river and frickin', just do spontaneous things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun.
I definitely know the ditch bank life.
I'm sure you
It's fun, though. We have fun. Like, we'll go on walks on the ditch bank, and it's, like, kind of enjoyable.
Mm-hmm. It's relaxing. We get to go see the...
muskrats.
I was gonna call them beavers.
They look like beavers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just fun. I feel like me and you we could literally be doing anything and we'll just make the best. Like, what I like about you is you'll make the best out of any situation.
Yeah.
So, like, we'll go be doing something, and even if it's not, like, what we thought it was going to be, we'll still be joking about it. And,
yeah. You make me laugh.
We'll be, like, people watching and, like, making fun of people. And, like,
that's what you do.
It's fun, though. Fun. It's, like, fun, Like, we'll just entertain ourselves.
Yeah.
And it's not like, I'm bored, like, entertain me.
No, it's true. We do have fun in every situation.
And I like how we give each other our space, too. Like,
oh, yeah.
If I'm out with my friends, and I'm not, like, out all the time, but, like, if I'm like, hey, I'm going to go hang out with, like, Laguna, we're going to go out to eat dinner, you're not like, oh, my God, where are you at? Like, what are you doing? Who are you with? Who's there? And, like, just... I feel like that's healthy for us to allow each other to have lives outside of, like, just me and you.
I agree. Yeah, I feel the same way. I mean, one of the things that really caught my eye about you in particular is that I felt like you, like, respected me as an individual and not just, like, as a... Like,
I own you.
Yeah, like, not just as a girlfriend or, like, a piece of property or something like that. Like, I vividly remember the night we went salsa dancing. I didn't just dance with you that night. And you were not, upset about it. You, like, encouraged me to. You're like, you're such a good dancer. Like, go have fun. Like, do that.
Yeah.
And it's not like we walk all over each other or have no boundaries at all.
Right.
Because definitely you need those to have, like, a successful relationship. But at the same time, we don't hold each other back. You know what I mean?
Well, it's just built on trust, and, like, you and I both know, like, I'm not gonna do anything, like, where my heart's at. Like, I'm not, like, still looking, like, to see what's out there, like, and I know, so, like, if we both know that, then, like, why question it? And especially if we haven't given each other a reason not to, know? So, like, if you don't give me no reason not to, then why would I, like, make up a problem that doesn't even exist? Because then the more that you make it up, then all of a sudden it ends up happening. Where you're like, you know what, screw it, I'm gonna go hang out with him, like, I'm over it. Or something like that, because I've been in, like, relationships where I'm, like, so constrained that I'm like, I, like, am forced to rebel. You know what I mean? Just because it's like the leash is literally so tight. I'm like, screw it.
Feel you.
Not that I've never cheated on anyone ever in my life. I've never done that. I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying, like, going out and, like,
being
literally
your crazy
just being
self,
hanging out with my friends.
That person didn't want you to do.
Exactly.
I get it.
It's like they almost pushed me to do that even more, and it was like not healthy. But, like, with me and you, like, when I'm out with my friends, I, like, literally, like, can't wait to see you, though. Like, even though I'm out having fun, I'm like, dang, I still wish Kiana was here, Because we do have fun. Like, tonight we'll probably go out. Albuquerque's open for the first time. I know. COVID's kind of, like, in the last stages.
Meeting.
Yeah, let's not talk about that.
Okay, yeah.
And, she's got, like, a meeting at work real quick. Actually, should probably get going pretty soon.
Okay.
Let me see where we're at with time. Yeah, we're at an hour.
Let's just finish a podcast before the meeting.
Yeah, we're on it. So, is there anything... Well, first of all, like, thank you for just coming and hanging out with me.
You're welcome.
It's such a big deal for me. I know we see each other every day, but, like, this is a very special episode to me.
Yeah.
Episode 28, you're my first female guest. And, I wouldn't want anyone...
First of many.
Yeah, first of many. I'm looking forward to just having so many people on. Like, my like, if it was up to me, I would have someone on every day, But, like, life gets to us.
Yeah.
But, like, I wouldn't want any other guest to be my first female guest than you. Like,
thanks.
This is like a really cool moment, not just for me, but for the podcast.
Yeah.
This isn't the last time either, me and Brandon or me, we'll have you back, and
cool.
I'm sure we'll have more crazy stuff to talk about and, goofy stories. And
we were so nervous going into this, and Josh told me straight up, he's like, I don't know if I want you on the podcast. I think you're just gonna roast me.
You know how your girlfriend knows you more than anyone, so they know all your flaws? I was like so afraid of just being exposed. I'm like, she is just gonna literally just be like, you know what?
Maybe next time you bring me on.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah, next time we're gonna go crazy. No, I'm just kidding. Do you wanna like plug your Instagram handle or
Yeah.
do you have anything to plug?
That's really it. Yeah, my Instagram is KianaRae15. It's spelled just how it sounds. KIANARAE 15. And yeah, just follow. I don't post that much, but I need to start posting more art and more music, and then you can catch a little bit of Josh and I's shenanigans. So
Yeah, for sure. And her social is 6. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
as if you know my social.
No, but yeah, follow her because you never know. Like, I mean, we might even create something together. I could see us even making a YouTube channel and just doing fun stuff. So, yeah, just follow us, and who knows where life will take us.
Yeah.
But until next time, guys, I love you, miss you. It's been a great episode. I think it was a success. Love you.